In this lesson, we're going to learn how to deal with missing data in a lookup when you are using the VLOOKUP or the H lookup. Okay, so let's open a workbook called missing data, and we're going to open our order form sample templates over here. And let's say, for example, I put inside here a fictitious product which is not in our items list over here. Okay, so I'm going to put, let's say, YYY BCC. Okay, then if I apply the formula which had been applied over here, highlight over here, then I drag it down, I'll see that I'm getting various potential errors. Okay, so there's a way for us to deal with this type of problem. Okay, so let's say because this item does not exist in our item list, and we don't want it to be display within our invoice this type of error, what you can simply do is highlight a cell with the current existing formula and say if, open bracket, is NA, open another bracket, copy this formula, Control C, comma, if it's true, if it's going to be an NA, what you simply need to do is type a 0, but if it's true, just bring back the original formula, which was this one we had copied in our clipboard. Okay, then you close the argument, then you press the enter. Okay, so it's saying we entered too many arguments. So here it's saying if you're going to get an NA, here you need to put a quotation, a parenthesis. So it's going to say if you are going to get an NA in this formula, instead of typing NA, put it as 0, but if it's not a 0, just carry out the original formula, which was this one, then press enter. Okay, so if I replicate the formula downwards, I can clearly see, because this is not an existing item, instead of producing the error NA, now it's producing 0. Okay, but what about the description? So the same principle still applies. So what you're going to type is if, open parenthesis, is NA, open parenthesis, copy the formula to a clipboard. So copy the formula over here, Control C, then close parenthesis. If it's going to be an NA, what we want it to produce is a blank, so we put double quotation marks. But if it's true, simply carry out the original formula, which was this one. Then let's close the argument, then press the enter key. Okay, so instead of producing a blank NA, it's producing a blank within the description. Okay, so we're going to do it for the last one, which is for the weight. Okay, and the formula, you can simply copy the formula over here, then drag it over here, Control V, so the formula can be applied to the rest of the cells. Okay, so over here press escape. So instead of the weight producing an NA, we want it to produce a value of 0. Okay, so what we simply need to do is go here, if, open parenthesis, is NA, open parenthesis, copy this formula, to your clipboard, Control C, close the parentheses. If NA, the VLOOKUP, the parentheses should not be before B2, should be here. If NA, the VLOOKUP of A8, stock, 6 and false, let's close the parentheses, is comma true, give us a numerical value of 0. But if the argument is false, Control V, give us the original formula. Let's close the argument over here, and let's remove the other B8. Press enter. So let's copy the formula downwards. So it's going to give us a value of 0. And that is how you deal with the NA or errors within a VLOOKUP. I'll see you in the next lesson.